Hey guys, this is ggurface and I'll be casting a series of games in between DIMAGA and HuK. This is game number 1 in CraftCup semifinals number 2, so it should be quite fun to watch. HuK is spawning as the blue Protoss at the left hand side, and DIMAGA is spawning as the yellow Zerg at the right hand side. The map is called Law's Temple. It's a pretty neat map as it does have two towers for vision, and in this case each player should be able to control their own tower as they are spawned pretty much at the opposite sides of the map. One pylon going down for HuK as he probably wants to early expand. It's a good idea to put a pylon here and then have your gateway or forge or gateway forge lined up so that they sort of protect this one pylon. Protecting the pylon is very important because if you have no power to your buildings, then you might as well not have those buildings. HuK's scouting, and so is DIMAGA at the moment. DIMAGA sees that he is not at the 12 o'clock position and will be scouting across the map, and I think here he's going to be able to catch a glimpse of that probe and he should know where HuK is. Spawning pool going down for DIMAGA, as well as a refinery. HuK is going for a more economical build in that he's focusing mainly on minerals. This is what you should do when you want to early expand. You do not want to get that gas super early, because if you have gas, you can only collect two gas at a time, whereas you can collect 5 minerals at a time. And here HuK sees exactly what's going on in DIMAGA's base. DIMAGA's overlords has not reached HuK yet, so DIMAGA does not know that HuK is going for a fast expand. Here we see some probes and drones fighting, but once the spawning pool comes up, and if he gets 1 or 2 Zerglings, that should be more than enough to deal with this one probe. Gateway finishing. I wonder if he's going to throw down a forge. A forge would be a good idea, as you can put the cannon behind the gateway or the forge. And a nexus going up. I like this very much because it's straight from one gateway into an expansion. There's no cannons defending this right now, as DIMAGA has not scouted. Now DIMAGA has scouted. It's a good idea to put down a nexus before any defenses if your opponent has not scouted you and does not know, because this game is about information. If you don't have information, then you can't make informed decisions. And if you're not making informed decisions, then, well, you're just not playing the game very well. Here we see Zerglings scouring the map, seeing if there are any hidden pylons, and they were able to find this one probe and they take it down. This overlord is gathering a wealth of information for DIMAGA, and DIMAGA is getting metabolic boosts for his Zerglings. A very good upgrade to get. Some players will do the following. They will get an extractor, they will stick 3 drones in there, and once they have gotten 100 minerals, they will cut back on the gas. That way they can get more Zerglings in for a better rush initially. One cannon going up for HuK. They're quite even on the drone probe count, as DIMAGA has also opted to get the expansion, knowing that there is pretty much no threat from HuK at the moment. One cannon going up. This overlord will be able to see that there are only 2 zealots, so not a huge threat. 2 assimilators going down for the Protoss, HuK. And right now both players are content to sit back and relax for a bit, because both players do not have that many attacking units, and both players can safely mine to their heart's content. We see some action in the middle. These zealots almost got this one Zergling. The Zergling is still able to maintain vision. Maintaining vision is a huge part of the game, as it allows you to have more information than your opponent. Zealots coming in, and these Zerglings are working on the destructible rocks, potentially a 3rd expansion. And here we see a mini scuffle between some Zerglings and a Zealot. These Zealots take down quite a number of Zerglings, but these Zerglings should be able to help finish them off. One sentry out for HuK. Sentries are always great addition to any army as they can force field or guardian shield. Force fields can actually help very well against a Terran or a Zerg player because they force the other players to move where they do not want to move. But sentries against sentries, Protoss versus Protoss, sentry versus sentry, is a little bit funny because at the end of the sentry wars, you have a couple of sentries placed at odd places and everybody's troops are scattered, and then it's a race to see who can figure out what just happened with the bunch of force fields. I always like that. That is kind of a fun experience to watch. Additional gateways going up for HuK. And we see a Hydralisk Den is already up for DIMAGA, as well as his third base is well underway. Still not quite that many units out in the field. There are a lot of mining workers, but not so much attacking units. And it's also good to get sentries early before your main forces, as this allows them time to charge their energy. Energy is very important on sentries because they only have 40 HP, a total of 80. And they're rather flimsy if they're just by themselves. We see some probes being transferred, we see some drones being transferred. And this one overlord has stayed alive, and I think this one overlord will be able to get him a lot of information. Because not only can he see the side of the base to see what's going on, he can also see this mineral patch. The importance of seeing this one mineral patch is that this one overlord will not only see what's the unit composition of the Protoss player, but he will also know if that player is mining from here. Unless for some reason the Protoss decides to micro all his units and not mine from this one pile. +1 weapons was complete for HuK, that's why he's pushing out to see if he can do some early damage. He will see that he is going to be facing a good number of Hydralisks, so I do not think he's going to engage. Creep tumors are being spread. It's always a good idea for Zerg to spread creep because, as you see, these Zerglings and Hydralisks do not move very quickly off creep, but on creep they move relatively quickly, and it's a very good investment to spread creep. I think HuK knows something is up because he sees that many number of Hydralisks, so he wants to get his own expansion as well. He actually does not know about the high yield yet, but maybe it's just good player sense. Here the probe is just checking out the main base. The observer is checking out the main base, and he's getting some Colossus. Terran players are very good at bringing down mules, but sometimes Protoss players forget that they have chrono boosts. As we see that on both these buildings, relatively high number of chrono boosts. Now he's spending the chrono boosts on the upgrades as well as additional Colossuses. One Zergling checking the unit composition. Even though the Zergling died and he might not be paying attention at the moment it died, if he hits space and it centers around the death of that Zergling, he'll see it was on fire. And whenever something's on fire, you know a Colossus is sitting around somewhere. An Overseer is always a good addition for the Zerg army, as Zergs don't have that great detection. So one Overseer can deter Dark Templars, Ghosts, and other minor annoyances. So it's always a good idea to get at least one detector for your army. Here we might see an engagement between these Zerglings and Hydralisks. As we can see, the Protoss player HuK does not want to engage on creep. He just wants to pick off the last creep tumor and prevent it from spreading any further. This will force DIMAGA to bring a queen over and plant another one in order if he wants to keep on spreading the creep. A very healthy mix of units: Zealots, Sentries, and Stalkers, whereas the Zerg player has mainly Zerglings and Hydralisks. Here we see 4 Spine Crawlers going down. Spine Crawlers are a very good defensive unit. They do quite a bit of damage, and they also are cannon fodder for the enemy, and they help you tank. One Changeling trying to get inside HuK's units, but HuK denies it. As I was saying, this Overlord can see this HuK expansion. He could actually just click on this one mineral and see that he's mining from it, and DIMAGA does know that HuK is now on 3 bases as well. Both players choosing not to engage and continuously expand. And this one drone is going to put down another hatchery. Wow, both these players have a good, healthy income and are both just waiting for the right moment to strike. As I was saying, it's always important to spread creep. So that queen came out and threw down a creep tumor. Another queen throws down another creep tumor. It's almost if HuK knows that DIMAGA is going to throw down the creep tumor and he destroys it once again. Another changeling. Let's see if he's going to be able to get in. No, he will not. And right now he's using the Colossus's range to get rid of these creep tumors. You do not want to engage a Zerg on creep most of the time, because that will enable them to surround, to retreat very, very easily. HuK thinking about getting his 3rd expansion as well. And here we might see an engagement. This is a very good mix of units. There are some sentries in there that would help you deflect the damage or position the opponent in a different way. And here we might see something happening. We see Colossuses are taking down the spine crawlers. Spine crawler goes down, 2 spine crawlers, 3 spine crawlers, and we notice that these Zerglings are running a little bit away from battle. But they're not really running away from battle. They're trying to get into position, I think. And here we see a wave of units. Oh, and key timing. All of these Ultralisks pop up and the Zerglings surround from behind. The Colossus are trying to get on high ground to avoid getting surrounded, but I think that he really needs to move these and not cluster the Stalkers. We see the Stalkers are going down very, very quickly, and these Colossus are going down as well. And this unit should be able to take down these bunch of Colossus. If these Colossus are going to go down, then DIMAGA would have a huge advantage. And knowing that he has an advantage, he presses on to see what kind of economical damage he could do, because he already killed off a good chunk of the army. Destroying the pylons, preventing additional reinforcements from being roped in. We do see 5 High Templars. Do they have Storm ready? No, they don't have enough energy. These guys don't have enough energy. 2 more seconds. He just needs 2 more seconds. Oh, and the moment he got enough energy to do Storm, he was destroyed by the tusks of the Ultralisks. Here we see kind of a desperate measure, sending out some probes along with an Immortal. These Immortal really need to focus fire on the Ultralisks, as they do not do too well against the Zerglings, but I think they were wasting their shots on the Zerglings, as the Ultralisks are not actually that damaged. The Overseer can contaminate this photon cannon to prevent it from shooting, because it says that they can prevent structures from being able to train stuff, but they can also prevent structures from shooting. So that might be one useful use of it. And here we see a bunch of Ultralisks getting stuck, and the cannon is contaminated. If they knock down this one gateway, it would help them get in much quicker. The Protoss are trying to contain this choke point, because this is very important. If they lose this choke point, then I think he would lose the game here. The Protoss player doesn't have that many units to deal with this, because there's just way too many Ultralisks, and Ultralisks take way too long to kill without a good number of Immortals or forces that are on the air. Because on the ground, Ultralisks do rule, as they have huge splash damage. These Ultralisks are very well, highly upgraded. This Overseer is just checking out the unit composition of HuK. Additional reinforcements coming in. Zerglings, very, very good choice against the Immortals. And right now I think HuK is trying to think of a way, and he got Storms. Storms are going off in the middle of the pack. He kills a good number of Zerglings, but I don't think he'll be able to kill off these these Ultralisks, and I think that might be it, guys, because I don't think there are any more units coming in. HuK calls GG, and wow, what a great game. A very, very nice mixture of units, and a very nice strategy by both players. I hope you guys enjoy that. Remember, always GG your games, and if you don't want to GG your games, at least say GG your face. See you guys next time. And there's 2 observers hanging out here.